Thank you so much for joining me this morning. My name is Heather Thomas. I'm the Songbird Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I live in Fareham in the south of the UK. And you're joining me today on an Easter Friday, Good Friday, for our April online craft class. So grab your Gilding Flakes. If you've got your packs, grab your packs. If not, please just watch and craft along later. Videos are always available on replay as well. So I've got a little bit of a new setup. My eyes are everywhere. I've got two computers and a camera on. Finally set up the new craft room, so I thought I would try the new camera setup. Oh, mute that. Good morning, Lisa. Nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm hoping everybody's kind of going to find us in here, and yeah, I'll see if I can kind of keep located on one place. Good morning, Claire. Nice to see you. Morning, Rosie. Thank you so much for popping on. Yeah, I didn't even realise when I planned this class that it was going to be Good Friday today. And neither did, good morning, Lizzie. Neither did I realise that I was going to be working tonight. So, yes, busy week. But off on Saturday. Has anybody got any plans for the weekend? Happy Easter indeed. My bunny is decapitated, but very yummy, I can tell you. Ah, Marion, nice to see you. You made it. Good. I'm pleased. Always do reach out and send me a message, anybody, if you ever have any problems. Good morning, Linda. Is that because it's a day off? Hey, Laura. Nice to see you. I know, poor old bunny, hey? Yeah. At least he can still hop away. I didn't eat his legs yet, so yeah, today we've got Gilding Flakes class. Gilding Flakes has been around for a long time, and I know really early on in running classes, me and Jeanette did Gilding Flakes in Denmead. And they're in the new, talking of new catalogues, they're in the catalogue, which isn't new anymore because we've just got a new one. Where is it? Oh, don't tell Amir, that's the new catalogue. Coming up really soon. But I can't show you inside. I wish I could, but I can't. But there's a close-up of the front cover. Oh, how gorgeous is that? May. You can have eyes on it in May or whenever I get them. If you don't have a demonstrator, I've ordered some already. As soon as I get them, I can give them out to you. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to see what all gorgeousness is in that catalogue, let me know. Give me a shout. Right, let's tidy that up just quickly. Linda, you say you got your timings right. Ah, usually doing Pilates. Good morning, Anita. Katie, just seen my April Fool's message. I had to, so I was chuckling to myself when I did that. Oh, no, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Not yet. So, Gilding Flakes. I think I'll turn you over and we'll get going. Most people are probably here or hereabouts. And I'll show you what's inside the pack, shall I? Yeah, let's do that. I hope I don't make you too seasick. Again, this is a little bit of a new process for me, so bear with me 2 secs. I'll spin you around. You haven't ordered anything yet, Katie? Oh, there's plenty of time. Oh, you need to get a shelf like mine, Laura. It's a brand new craft room, and that's why it's all nice and organised, just because I've just done it. That's the only reason. I'm sure it'll get messed up really soon. But yes, I love having everything kind of on hand and ready to go, which is super helpful. Yay, Claire. Yes, indeed. New catalogue times, huh? So as soon as they're in, I'll get them out to you guys. If you don't have one, give me a shout, let me know. So, in the packs, we've got 4 projects today. Good morning, Kay. Nice to see you. The reason we've got 4 projects, we normally do 3, is because I said I would do 5 ways with Gilding Flakes. And then when I'd done all the projects, I was like, that's only 4. So I had to think up a fourth project. So these are the things that we're going to be making today. We've got a cute little note card. It's just got a little bit of glue tack on to help keep it closed there. I love this. This is the 4th. This is the emergency project. See how that glints and glistens. So I'll show you how to get that effect on there. Then we've got 2 standard sized cards. I've gone with the same colour scheme. Excuse the light coming in through here. It's gorgeous south facing window, and the blinds just aren't quite matching up So I've gone for Rich Raspberry here and Old Olive. Those are the two colours. For anybody new, I think we've got a couple of new people here today. Stampin' Up names their colours with the most awesome names, but they can be a little bit hard to learn. So today I'm going to use Misty Moonlight and Old Olive. Yes, you love my emergency project, Rosie. Good. Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? But yeah, it was a kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 5th technique? So we've got 5 techniques, 4 cards, and I'm going to take you through step by step. So no panics. Thank you, Katie. We've gone for kind of clean looking today. So no panics. If there's a lot to do, please. It's hard on a Facebook Live because I can't see you. But if you need me to slow down, just shout. Well, don't shout because I won't hear you. Obviously, just type in the comments. Please slow down. Thank you, Laura. I'm using the art gallery set today. Let me pop those to one side. I'll show you what tools I'm going to use. I may have just lost a gem. I'm not sure. This is the art gallery stamp set. Carrying over into the new catalogue. Morning, Adriana. Thank you, Lisa. That's what I was going for. Classy. Classy and elegant. Not like me in the slightest. But I seem to pull it off in my card making sometimes. So the art gallery stamp set is carrying over into the new catalogue. And these are the coordinating dies. That butterfly does not live there. I've used that butterfly from another set. I think it's from the Brilliant Wings. Good morning, Heather. I have this set, so I love these. Oh, Linda, you've got to make these if you've already got this set. Definitely. Oh, I'm classy. I'm really not classy, Katie, but thank you. Love you too. Katie, you've got all of the kit you need to make the projects with you. I hope so. I did write today. I was told off a couple of times. I did write a materials list, so you should have that. So those are the dies. You get a die to cut out that one. You get a die to cut out this one. It's a 2-step stamp. Oh look, if you don't throw them on the floor. It's a two-step stamp. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to show you how to make use of that. And that one cuts out that one. The artwork here, images are 85%, so the dies look too big, but they're not. They are the right size. That one cuts out that one. And that will cut out that one, and then you get 2 little dies to put the sentiments on. It flew in. Oh, bless you, Rosie. Loving these projects. I'm about wowed. Oh my goodness, Jill, you made it. Oh, I feel like letting the streamers off, if I'm completely honest. Hello, Jill. Nice to see you, and I'm so glad you got in today. You got this one as well, this die here, the Just Want to Say. That's what it says, Just Want to Say. Sorry, thank you, best wishes. Lovely, lovely idea, that one, but we're not using it. So let's pop that all to one side. I know you didn't mean to tell me off. I know, and you're not the only one who doesn't sit and work where your supplies are, so it is handy to go and get them, or to have them ready, rather. So for our first card, on your envelope, I've just put the pencil mark number 1. Okay, so grab that one. It's the small note card, and we're going to have a go. It's a little bit messy, this one. All right, I'm going to warn you now. We're going to have a go at stenciling. Okay, Claire said earlier, she said, well, I haven't got any stencils. You can make stencils. Is that all that's in there? Okay, I'm going to rob that one. So yeah, all that's in this card pack. For those who are new, this class is more of a kind of technique-based class, which relies on you having a few products at home. Sometimes the projects that I do, I'm just going to spin my blinds around. Sometimes the cards that I do, you don't need anything, you just need some glue, whereas this one is more of a, that's better. This one is more of a, if you've got a few things at home, you can make up the projects. Hey Tracy, you can watch live. Your goodies arrived yesterday, so pleased. Thank you so much. That's much better. Right. So in this one, what we've got here is a basic white note card and envelope. These come pre-made from Stampin' Up. You can purchase them in a pack of 20. Love them. Really, really good quality, really great size. And you've got a piece of basic white cardstock measuring 8 by 11.7, giving us quite a nice white border around the outside. If your note card doesn't fold up exactly in half, I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah. Then you've got this little lip, just spin it round and then you get a nice clean front on the outer edge there. I know, it does look really boring, Katie. I was just like, oh, is that it? I've just got a bit of white card. Great. But no, we're going to turn it into something stunning. You've also got in your kit half a sheet of basic white cardstock. I don't know because I've used mine for something else. So basic white cardstock, half a sheet. We're going to use that for all of our stamping and die cutting. Let me just trim myself a little piece of that. You definitely need to get the neck cutting start. Oh, please do, Laura. Yes, we've got some fabulous snails coming up next time. Shall I show everybody quickly what we've got? Oh, actually, I can't. All I can do is a sneak peek because that's what I've been told. This was a class. This was a class I made up at a retreat. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Okay, if I can try and do this. There we go. Mr. Snail, he's so cute. Morning, Rachel. But yeah, I'm not allowed to show you all of it. So there's my clever. Oh, I love that one. But yes, £15 for the next class, and everything's in there. You just need some adhesive, and it's going to be super fun. So, morning, Rachel. Nice to see you. I've just got snails wandering across my screen now. So what we're going to do is stencil. We're going to put the note card to one side. Don't need that for now. Put this little piece to one side. Again, don't need that for now. All we need for now is this little sheet here. And we're going to grab a stencil. I've got the stencil off the basic pattern masks. Okay, and we need some Tombow glue. They are cute, aren't they? They are adorable. It's possibly one of my favourite sets at the moment. So I've got some multi-purpose liquid glue. This glue dries tacky. Which has its uses and its benefits. Russ makes up notepads. He takes scrap paper and he makes notepads out of them. So I gave him this glue to do, but obviously it doesn't dry solid, it dries tacky. So it wasn't any good for him, but it's perfect for a lot of craft uses. And what I'm going to do is just put some onto, I probably just want a scrap of card or paper. This is perfect. This is from my new stamp set. And all I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue. It's actually non-stick, so it's even better. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on there. I might need a bit more, actually. Now, if you want to use a sponge. Hey, Linda! Nice to see you. Oh, the next class, I didn't say when it is. No, it's in May. First Friday in May. I don't know when that is. But I'm not working. Let me grab my diary, Jill. It's in the Bible. 7th of May, Friday the 7th of May, Snailed It class. That's when that one is. And bookings close on the 11th. It's not long until bookings close for that because I need to order product. If you want ribbon and papers, you can get those as well. It's all on my website, www.songbirdstamper.co.uk. All the details are on there, but I'll pop it onto Facebook as well so everybody's aware. Yeah, 7th, Katie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my finger because I'm not averse to a little bit of mess. But if you are, then you can use a sponge. And what you really want to have is somewhere where you can dump this stencil into water afterwards because the glue is going to dry. So I'm going to make a little bit of a dash to the bathroom sink and just rub the glue off this as soon as we've stenciled it, okay, as soon as you're happy. So put the stencil the way up that you want. Actually, I want the stencil the other way up. Okay, make sure it's as straight as you want it. And then all we're going to do is just dab on in the centre, dab on some glue. And it doesn't need to be organised, it doesn't need to be kind of neat. Just in a random pattern. I'm going to need more glue. And just make sure you're going through the stencil to underneath. Give it a squidge round. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the whole key to this. Okay, it just needs to be some glue on the cardstock, and so you might need to, with a sponge you can push a little bit harder with your finger. You might just need to make sure you're going through onto the cardstock underneath. Okay, and I'm going to come up a little bit further into this right hand corner. Yeah, I did try this once with the Dotty stencil, And I didn't really like it because I didn't like the way it kind of stopped halfway through the dots. I got a lot of semicircles, but it's all personal preference, isn't it? So once you're kind of happy, you can then take away your stencil, have a look at what you've got underneath. Okay, so I want a little bit more back over to this left hand side. And because I've kept it, I'm holding it here and I'm holding it here in the bottom and the top left hand corner. Okay, you can lift and lay back down that stencil. I just want a little bit more glue over this side. And see what you've got. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And we'll leave that to dry. So that needs to leave to dry while we go and clean off our stencil. So I'll be back in 2 secs. Otherwise the glue will dry on there and you'll never get it off. Right, so that's just in the bathroom, in the sink, waiting. No, I've given it a bit of a rub over, but I've just left it in the water as well, just to make sure it doesn't dry, and I'll give it a good proper clean in a bit. I would then set that to one side because we need that glue to dry and go tacky, and in certain places I've got quite a lot of glue. In certain areas I've got less, in certain areas I've got more, and that's absolutely fine, but we just need it to dry and go tacky before we try and put the gilding flakes on there. So we'll leave that to one side for just a minute. Yeah, glue's a really thin layer, that's okay, that's okay. No problem, Katie. The thin layer will be fine, it will still dry tacky, and you should be absolutely fine with it. Mine's probably a little bit too thick, if I'm completely honest. I've probably let it go too thick, but that's okay as well. Okay, so new to this, how do you clean the stencils? I've just cleaned it in some water, Linda. It really depends on what medium you're using on there. Most of the Stampin' Up products are water-based. It's a water-based liquid glue. We'll use water-based ink, so most of the time just clean it in water. You might want a little bit of soap on there sometimes, a little bit of detergent, but I would say 9 times out of 10 I just pop them in water. Yeah, exactly, Katie, just a little bit of water or soap and water. So what we're going to do is grab our piece of Whisper white card, basic white card, and I've got this stamp here. So it's the kind of cluster of flowers. Now if you don't have this stamp set, you can use whichever stamps you've got. You would want a flower based stamp, and that's the one that I'm going to be using today. And I've got 2 of my markers because I'm going to show you another cool technique, which is getting multi-tonal stamp, multi-coloured stamped images. So I want this one to be Mr. Moonlight and Old Olive. On the example, if you want yours to look like this one, this is Rich Raspberry and Old Olive, and that's the colours I've used all the way through. So I'm going to use all the way through this one, but just Misty Moonlight, just because I don't want a complete replica of the same cards. I just fancied giving it a go in blue. You can use whichever you want, whichever your favourite colour is. And I'm just picking out, this is with my marker. Again, these are water-based markers, so you can use these on the stamps. Most kids' markers, I would say, wouldn't work very well. And most alcohol, don't use alcohol markers because they definitely won't work. But the Stampin' Up, Stampin' Right markers are fab for this technique. And all we can do here is just colour in our stamp. I'm just leaving the gaps where the greenery would be, okay, so the stems for those next flowers. I'm just leaving a gap where they are. Did I put glue on the card? No, on the little piece, Jill. So we've got our main card here. I've left that to one side for now. And then this is just a little piece of card, and I've just put some glue on there. And again, if you don't have a stencil, just use your finger and chuck some glue on. just pop it on randomly. You'll still get a nice pattern, a nice background effect. That's all we're doing. We're just putting a little bit of glue onto our back there because we're going to pick some gilding flakes up with those and then layer this flower over the top. So now all I'm doing is just picking out, can you see, just picking out those tiny little bits in there. This camera is much better, isn't it? Is everybody seeing a better quality again today than my phone? I certainly notice it. Okay, and then what you can do, because this might dry ever so slightly, you've done it on the main card. That's okay then, Jill, don't worry, just do it straight onto the main card. It's no great shakes at all. You just won't have a layer. You're just going to have a nice fronted card, and that's fine, no problems. I'm just going to go back over this, or you can huff on it. So you just breathe on it to reactivate the ink, okay? And then when you stamp this down, it is a clear picture. I'm so pleased. Yeah, it is a better camera. Okay, you're going to get that effect. And I love using the markers because you get that kind of mottled watercolour effect almost, which is, I think, super cute. Not all the time. Sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you want it more clear and defined. And that's when the ink pads are good. So this is the Misty Moonlight ink pad. Love the fact that the colours all coordinate with each other. And then I've got this little stamp here. I know I'm going really fast. I'm really aware. I might need to slow down a little bit and let you all catch up a little bit, but it's because I'm keen. I'm eager. And I've just got this little stamp here. This one will overlay onto all three of these flowers. So you simply place the ink down and you get that darker effect. If I had only gone once with my marker as well, I would have got an even lighter effect underneath. I love how that just picks out that little bit of detailing. Yeah, I love that. So, there is a die for this. I probably will use it actually because I've got everything just right here. My cute little mini cut and emboss machine. And this is the coordinating die. So it's just going to layer straight over the top here. I'm going to cut this piece of white down to size. Again, if you don't have a flower with a die, there's no problem. Use whatever flowers you've got. We're just creating a little focal point of flowers on the front of our card there. That's all we're doing. If I don't have dies, fussy cut them out. So these are my plates. You need your base plate, your number 1, and then you need your number 2 plates. I keep one dedicated as a cutting plate. That's the one that's all scratched and marked. And then the one on top has got less marks in it. They're always going to get some marks because you're putting a piece of metal through. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit of tape just to hold that in place. While I run that through. It's really hard when you do it on your grid paper. It's just the grid paper moves. The tape I used there was a removable tape. You can use post-it tape or a little bit of masking tape, but just make sure it's really, really low tack tape. Good morning, Mary. Nice to see you. Laura, do you need to get the little gadget? You don't need to. No. but after a while you might want to. And that's all I'll say. No, you don't need to. Most of our stuff can be fussy cut, and I provide anything that's kind of detailed dies or anything like that. I provide. The only thing I'm not allowed to provide in the Stampin' Up rules is stamps. I can't provide you with this image, for example, because it's been stamped, but I can provide you with the dies. So like this one here, I've die cut out and I've got it ready and it's in your packs. So you don't need it, but like I say, after a while you might realise that you'd like one in your life. And it just die cuts it out. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Again, you could fussy cut that, but it's just a little bit quicker and easier with the die cut there. Good morning, Mary. Are your cupboards all nice and clean now? I do hope so. Right, so this is pretty much dry. I mean, there's quite a lot of dust around here. You'll be able to see, look, I've got loads of dust on it and strands of fibre already, but that's okay. We can live with that. It's called a mini cut and emboss machine. They do a big one as well, but this is the mini one, and most of the dies go through here. Super lightweight, but really, really strong rollers inside, and that's what you want, because I've used a lot before and they got really, really weak pressure, and after a couple of, I was probably after about 5 or 6 uses, the rollers that are inside there that force that metal to the paper start to come apart from each other, and you have to use shim after shim after shim. But this has had a lot of use and it's still as good as day one. So I do attest to the quality of the cut and emboss machine. So we've got our Gilding Flakes. That one from Stampin' Up I think is £56, so it's not a cheap, but it's an investment. I say you use it over and over and over again, unlike some of the ones that I've had that are £25 and you just don't get much use out of them. I've had a few in the past. So I've popped my Gilding Flakes, how pretty are they, into a big tub. Okay, and this is how I choose to work with my Gilding Flakes. I just find it much easier. They come in a round tub and they're all kind of jam-packed in. I've used a lot of them, but I've still got a lot left. And you do need to be a little bit careful that you don't sneeze on them, otherwise they tend to go everywhere. But this is just what I find easier. If you don't, you've got another technique, that's absolutely fine. The cupboards are all good, Mary. I'm pleased to hear that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece that we've glued and I'm just going to lay it in. And that's why I find this quite easy, because I don't need to pick up flakes. I don't need to rub flakes all over something. Yep, Laura, everything that we use today I sell. So you can grab anything that you need through me. I've got an online store, or you can just send me a text message and we can have a chat. Entirely up to you. It's all nice and easy. Shipping's okay at the moment as well, actually, I must admit. I kind of got back to normal, apart from when I moved house and had a little bit of a mini disaster with one of my packages. And so I've got Gilding Flakes all over this now. Literally all over it. And we don't want that many. So we're just going to use a little sponge to lightly rub them off. Okay, don't rub too heavy-handed because you might rub them all off. Depends how tacky your glue is still, how dry your glue is. But you'll slowly start to see the pattern underneath emerging, she says. It's always that kind of moment when you're live on camera. Oh. Your spendings, yes, our spendings have all gone up, Laura. That's why I became a demonstrator, because I get a discount, and then teaching the classes helps me bring in an income to pay for my craft goodies. The joy of being a demo. So I'm just rubbing this off gently. But yes, certainly with the new catalogue out, I think everybody's spending's rising slightly. And can you see that gorgeous pattern underneath where you've got those gold flakes being left? Stunning, isn't it? Anybody's crafting along and you want me to slow down, again, please do shout. Just say so and I will. I will try, at least. So just keep rubbing gently. This is a clean, dry sponge. You don't want to use an inky sponge for this one. I have one dedicated. I could probably make it a bit smaller, to be honest. It's a little bit big. And how much you rub is entirely up to you. You can leave it nice and rough and with some loose bits on there sticking up if you want some texture. or you can continue. I know we've said before, you can get the blending brushes and go in really detailed, and you get a really, really nice buffed effect then as well. I just keep dedicating one to embossing and then using it for something else. Roll on your pension in November, Mary. It will be here before you know it, I can assure you. It is so tempting. And it's so fun as well, it's so relaxing. Bought some bits yesterday. You put a little order in, did you? The moment of blue could be coming. Right, so there we go. That's our piece. Oh look, don't do that because you'll get gilding flakes everywhere. Put the lid back onto those. So Jill, if you've done that straight onto your card base, then that's absolutely fine, my lovely. All you need to do is just keep this piece for stamping something else on. Everybody else, what we're going to do is lay that onto the card front there. And so all it does is gives you a bit of a nice white border. That's all, around the edges. We're going to put that on with some glue. I'm going to lay it flat. If you want to put some dimensions on it and raise that up, that's absolutely fine. You can put some dimensions. We're going to use those to put our flower on, but for now we're just working flat. Laura, did you say you have a little girl? Were you the one that had a little girl? Is she sat watching with you, or is she at nursery or something this morning? I thought you said you homeschooled. I was chatting to a lot of people the other day. All online people, before you get worried. Right, there we go. So that's stuck on there. I love the Tombow glue because you get that little bit of wiggle room, which is great. Certainly for me, anyway. And then all I'm going to do is pop some dimensionals onto the back of this flower. Now when you get to these bits and they're a bit too small for the big ones, you've got a couple of options. You can either use the little dimensionals and just pop those in the gaps there. I do try. I was in the Navy, and I actually have a really bad memory. Anybody who knows me will probably tell you that. But one of the things they did try and teach us was to try and remember things. I don't know how effective they were, but they did try and teach me. And so I've just cut a little thin strip off the edges there. You can use all the edges of these dimensionals, and that just allows you to put some down the stem. Again, if you're posting these, and again you can use those edges, you can use those really edge pieces there then, and add those on there. I would love to homeschool a little one, I think. I don't think I'd want to be a teacher. I don't know if Emma's here today. I don't know how Emma teaches the little ones. And I've got another friend that's a teacher. A couple, actually. I don't think I could do it. Teaching new grown-ups is hard enough. Oh, bless her. She's dancing around while you're watching. We've got quite a few who have got little ones, so it's quite nice. So that's going to go... Oh, don't drop it. That's just going to go straight onto the front of your card. Over your embossed section, over your Gilding Flakes section. Not embossed. Roughly in the middle, wherever you want it. And then we can add our sentiment there. So I wonder what colours you've all gone for. I wonder whether you've all gone for the rich raspberry. Marion, are you crafting along? How are you getting on? I know it's hard to type and to craft at the same time. Yeah, hats off. Honestly, hats off to the teachers. Hands down. I genuinely don't think I could do it. So this is the stamp set here. You can have a little sorry, good luck, thank you. I might do thank you this time. I've got an I miss you. That's the one I did last time. Oh, let's get them in shot and you can see them there. So I might grab the thank you because that's going to fit on our little one here as well. I always need thank you cards. Send them out to my customers, send them out to my friends. We don't send as many cards as I should. I need to have another go through. Actually, I'll tell you what, I need to send a card to somebody, the lucky winner who signed up to my... thank you, Kay. Thank you, Laura. It's nice to bring a little bit of entertainment to people's lives, I think, on a nice Friday morning. Yeah, a load of... I put a little shout out to sign up to my YouTube channel. So anybody who did and commented, I would pick out a random winner. So this card may well be going out to a lucky winner very, very soon. And I'm just going to pop that across here. So what I need to do is pop some dimensionals just on this side. I don't want to put any here, because that's where my stem is, and so it would be raised up too high. But we can just pop some dimensionals. Thank you, Linda. Oh, Marion, you're fine. Good. Rich raspberry and blackberry base. Nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous colours. These would make a fabulous notelet set, Tracy. That's an awesome idea. Yeah, in the little paper pumpkin. Oh, I get so excited. I'll have to get something out in a minute, let you all kind of catch up a little bit. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on the stem. That's going to keep this one in place. And then I'm going to get out the mini paper pumpkin box, because I might just do that actually and turn this into a little set. Totally stealing Tracy's idea. There we go. So that's our thank you card and our I miss you card. And you could do them in other colours. I reckon Melon Mambo would work quite well as well. A nice bright pink. So, I don't know where they are actually. They are somewhere. The mini paper pumpkin boxes, but they're bigger. They're like in a 12 by 12. And they are somewhere. I'll dig them out, because yeah, that would be a great idea to make a little set. And that really is that. You don't need to go complex. You don't need to go all out there with the twine and the gems and the ribbon. You can do if you want to. Actually, this one, look, I made flat. So I put that one on flat and I put that one on dimensionals, so you can see the difference. And I've got a little bit of a different area of the Gilding Flakes. Super pretty. Super, super pretty. Thank you, Mary. But just really effective. I love how the Gilding Flakes, I don't know if you can see them, they're just so shiny. It's a totally different effect to heat embossing. A lot of people say, well, what's the difference between Gilding Flakes and heat embossing? I mean, it's just totally, totally different. I find you get much more shimmer and shine on the Gilding Flakes than you do on the heat embossing, and you can do so many more different techniques with them. Right, so we'll move on to project 2. In your pack here, it's probably another quite boring pack. No, this one's got, oh. Okay, I've put 2 there, and then project 2 is completely different. I've also got 2 project 3s in the instructions. So anybody following along, you'll be like, well, what are we doing? So let's open the envelope that says 2, and we'll go from there, and hopefully you've all got the same. This is actually project 3, stamping and die cuts. So I was going to go a little less. Must dig out your Gilding. Oh, you really should, Mary. Yeah, dig them out. It's nice to inspire, that's for sure. You went with my colour suggestion and you love how it's come out. Oh, I'm pleased, Katie. Yeah, they're super pretty. So you've got a strip of, I'm glad you went for my colour suggestion, because you've got a strip of DSP that matches the rich raspberry in your pack here. So you've got a piece of DSP design series paper, that's 1.5 by 13.5. Then you've got a gold foil strip, 2 by 13.5. I'm though going to use Misty Moonlight because I'm going for a blue theme here. You've got a piece of thick basic white cards, or whisper white card, a basic white card. 14.5 by 21. I've already scored it for you at 10.5. Sometimes I give you, not going to lie, sometimes I give you the cheap card blanks when it doesn't matter, but with this, It really does, because you're going to see a lot of the white, and you just want it to be that really top quality. So I've given you a Stampin' Up card, treated you all this week. Got a piece of basic white card, 13.5 by 9.5, again giving you that bigger border around the outside. You've got 1 die cut butterfly and 3 gilded gems, and that's, I love those, absolutely in love. I've gone through about 3 packs of the gilded gems. So with your die cut butterfly, it's got adhesive tape on the front and on the back, and this is the Sizzix adhesive sheets. I'll show you how to do it as well, because, come on, get off. But you just need to take out your butterfly, and you need to poke out all the little bits. Where's my take a bit from? Okay, so once you've got your butterfly and you've kind of removed him from there, you need to try. It should have cut all the way through. I did check them all. To try and take all of those out. And failing that, you need to take off the front layer. That might be a lot easier actually. If you're struggling to get them off, just take off the front layer. Okay. And leave all those other bits in there, because those other bits don't have adhesive backing on them, or rather do have the adhesive backing on them. So the Gilding Flakes is not going to stick to that. Okay. I'm hoping this can make sense. You might want to watch this first and then try and do it afterwards. And I'll die cut another butterfly and show you how to put the tape on and everything like that. I know, they've carried over as well, Katie. Oh, you're a butterfly lover. I love butterflies as well, but not too much in real life. So all I'm doing is taking that die cut and putting it in there, and it just looks like a hot mess right now, doesn't it? But what we need to do is rub that off. Okay, so I'm doing the worst of it with my fingers. Mind his antennae. Is that what you call them? Antennae? Oh, I was trying to poke them out from the front, Katie. Didn't work. And then just use your sponge. Rub over. Get rid of any excess. This should work absolutely fine, because then he'll come off the backing really easily, and he'll only have Gilding Flakes. Can you see where it's not sticking to those white bits? That's what we want. So if you've got a fine sponge, you can get in there, right in there with the corners, and just tidy that up as much or as little as you want. Keep rubbing until you're happy. Rub around the edges. Oops. Rub around the edges. And get all those Gilding Flakes off. And then set him to one side. So what have I just used to do that? Let me show you. It's these Sizzix adhesive sheets. Again, sold through Stampin' Up, so we sell those in the catalogue. And all I've done is taken a little piece of white card, the size of my butterfly. Only you trying to get rid of the backs then. You'll find a way that works for you is normally what my answer is, Katie. So grab your butterfly. Cut a piece of card the right size for your butterfly. And then cut 2 pieces of this adhesive sheeting, the same size as your piece of card. You thought you were being so well not ordering the butterfly suite. You might have wrote that for you now. Apologies. They're gorgeous, and that is where that butterfly has come from. It's from the small, it's the small butterfly from the sheet, from the butterfly suite. So pull apart your adhesive sheets. Okay, just peel off one side of it to begin with. So it's basically it's a really thin layer of glue sandwiched between two backing sheets. And then you want to stick this onto one side of your white. Turn it over, do the same with this side. Peel that away. And then pop that on the other side. So now this isn't gluey because the glue is sandwiched in the middle, but on either side of that white card now you've just made a double-sided piece of white card. That's what we've done. And then when you die cut that with your butterfly, you'll be left with what we started with. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope so. Then we've got our piece of basic white card, our gold foil, and our strip of DSP, and we can layer those together. And we want to put that on first before we put our butterfly on, because we just want to know where we want to place it really. You should so get that butterfly, sweet Linda. I'm sure there's loads of Australian demos doing some lovely things with it. So that goes on, I would say roughly there. You want enough room for a sentiment underneath. So one of our long, thin sentiments, just I'm thinking of you, or congratulations, happy birthday. Anything you want can go on there, or if you want got another stamp set, that can go on at the bottom, no problem. Then we're going to have a flower here, a stem coming down, and then we'll pop our butterfly on probably last thing. He needs a little bit of tidying up still, but I'm hoping that's going to be easier to do afterwards. So put that to one side. Take your scrap. This is technique number 2, okay, so we've got 2 Gilding Flakes techniques on the same card. See you later, Lizzie. Nice to see you. Yeah, have a catch up later. Enjoy your PT session. What a beautiful day for it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I might go out for a little ride on my bike. I should go to bed really, but I might go out on my bike. So, piece of basic white cardstock, and I've got this stamp and this one. Okay, that's what we're going to use next, and we're going to use our heat and stick powder. Late in, but good morning, Katrina. Nice to virtually see you this morning. Do you know what? I can't wait. I've met so many people online through this pandemic that I've never met in person. I can't wait to finally be able to get out there and meet a few of you. I was blessed to meet a few in Dortmund last year, which is lovely. Went to Germany with Stampin' Up. Oh, it's so much. I love on stage. In-person events are good. Hopefully we'll get back to them one day. So that's going to stamp on the Misty Moonlight. I'm doing this full strength. Okay, even though this is the big image. And if you were using this just in Misty Moonlight, the idea would be really to stamp this off and stamp it again and get that nice light glow. And then put this one over the top in darker to give that effect. I'll show you just because I can. Ah, you're outside too. How nice. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that would be the effect you get, that really kind of 2-step stamping. But we're going to use that. I need to clean that off now. We're going to use that for something else instead. I'm going to use it for our Gilding Flakes. I'm going to show you how to get Gilding Flakes onto a stamped image. I know, Lizzie, I can't wait to see everybody's finished, mate. So that's one of the things I love about doing the classes. Is I get to see everybody's projects, and people change it up. They use different stamp sets, use different ink colours. Yeah, it's fabulous. So I've got this ink here. It's a sticky ink. It's called a Versamark ink. And we need 3 things. In order to get Gilding Flakes on our stamped image, we need a stamp, we need some Versamark, we need some heat and stick powder. We need 4 things. And we need some Gilding Flakes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that process. So I've cleaned off my stamp, and I'm going to use my Versamark. I am just going to give that a quick rub over with my embossing buddy first, just so that all my kind of fingerprints, if I had any glue on my fingers, it's not now on my stamped image. I'm going to try and line this up as best I can without really being able to see anything. I don't know, roughly there. Okay. That then is going to go into the heat and stick powder. I'm just going to cut that down to make it a little bit easier. I've recently upgraded. I used to pour the powder onto the cardstock over a piece of paper, and now I've upgraded to a little takeaway container, and it's much easier. So I can just leave it all in there. So that's the heat and stick powder going on. Actually, it hasn't stuck as well. Oh, that's better. Okay. So make sure you've got a good coverage. Maybe not bang it off as much. Now the big tip I've got for you. Ah, you got undecided on the flakes. Now you need. Oh, that I've done my job, Jenny, as a demonstrator. If I've demonstrated the product to you, then I've done my job. Thank you. So I'm going to get my flakes ready, okay, but I'm going to kind of put them to one side because I need to heat emboss this. My biggest tip is to emboss really differently. So I've got my heat gun and it's just going to heat it up. It's going to heat the powder up, okay. With heat embossing powder, you need to heat it really until it's well melted. This one you need to heat until it's just melted. And it goes really, really quickly. Again, I'm keeping those away from my gilding flakes because I've got hot air coming out of here now. Okay, and I'm just going to heat this. I'm trying to do it on camera so that you can see, but until it's just melted. As it's going already. Turns really, really quickly. That's it, and then straight into the gilding flakes. And give that a good press down. Okay, and then just wait for that to cool slightly. What you don't want to do is brush it off while that kind of melted powder. So what it does is it melts the powder, which turns it into something sticky, and then you put the gilding flakes on and then you let it dry. Oh, Katie, well, let me wait for you then, my love. If you're behind, you're probably not the only one. And we've got the raffle in a minute, so we'll have a little bit of or the prize patrol in a minute, so we'll have a little bit of an interlude halfway. But yeah, just doing it quickly, so melt the powder melts really quickly, and then you want to pop it quickly into the bucket of flakes, and then just leave it a little minute to dry, and then you're going to rub gently and hope that you've got some gilding flakes stuck to your page. It's always a bit, like I said, doing these live demos is great. I love doing them, but it's always a bit like, oh, has it worked? Oops, look, I laughed. Gilding flakes everywhere. Yeah, that's stuck nicely. Again, however much you want to rub is entirely up to you. I've seen some people really struggling with this, and I think it's overheating the powder, not getting it in the gilding flakes kind of quickly, and then not waiting for the gilding flakes to dry, not waiting for the heat and stick powder to dry. Is Ross hoovering? No, why is it not? That's actually, I think it's, if you can hear a noise, it's... Oh, I'm glad you found us too, Jenny. It's lovely meeting people through friends of friends, isn't it? And building the online crafting community. Oh, heat and stick powder, Anita, is gorgeous. It's a really, really good technique. I love it. Just got to clean these embossing flakes or gilding flakes up a little bit after I laughed all over them. So many demos as well, so much crafting going on. If you know about it, if you don't, you could really just be missing out. Mary, you've got to try this. You have got to try this. Katie, I'm going to give you a bit of time because I'm going to fussy cut this out now. I have got the dies right here, but I do like to fussy cut, and it will slow me down a little bit. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that, how stunning that is. I'll be uploading this video to YouTube as well. I make all my classes available to the public. Obviously you don't get the full written instructions and you don't get the kit, but it's nice to share the love, I think. Not everybody wants to sign up to every class. It's nice to keep it open for everybody. Obviously if you sign up you get the kit and it makes it nice and easy and straightforward, and you get a nice morning of crafting. Just about to do the sticky ink. Claire, can you use other things if you don't have the heat and stick powder? You could just use some Tombow glue and use your finger. Yep. Just drag some Tombow glue along the petals with your finger and then do exactly like we did for the stencil. If you don't have the heat and stick powder, yes, you can try that. Nothing else really will work. I'm sure you can get in craft shops like a glue pad. I've tried them and they're rubbish, I'm not going to lie. I've got about 3 here. I've never had any joy with them. Whereas this heat and stick powder I have had success with. But just using some Tombow glue onto your finger and then putting that on over the flowers will give you the same effect. But there's nothing else that you can kind of use. You do need the heat and stick powder if you want to use your stamps. You've hijacked my class anyway. Unashamed, you've learned so much. Mary, it's no problem. It's lovely to have you join us. Absolutely no problem at all. The more the merrier, I say, in our little crafting community. I love watching craft videos. That's how I learn. That's how I learn everything. Yeah, I studied. My dad will say it's the thing I've stuck out the longest is crafting. So I've got another piece of basic white card there. I did get that, but I missed when you used it. Okay, Jill, you missed. So you've got the heat and stick powder. All you're going to do is use it like an embossing powder. Okay, so you need to Versamark, stamp the Versamark, stamp onto your piece. So I did the flower in Misty Moonlight. Then I took the second stamp, stamped it over the top in Versamark, and then used the heat and stick powder like an embossing powder, just like you would heat emboss. Okay, so sprinkle it over and then use the heat gun, but use it really lightly. You don't need long at all. And then just put that straight into the Gilding Flakes. Okay. And if in any doubt, Jill, what I would recommend is leave it, watch the replay, and then you can pause, stop, rewind. Again, I am going to put it on YouTube because I know some people struggle with Facebook replays. I've got Gilding Flakes everywhere. So I've got my old olive ink pads and my stem, and I'm just going to stamp one of those. Gosh, I might need a bit of a re-ink. I might have to treat myself one day to the new ink pads. One day. I'm so pleased you're enjoying watching it, Laura. It's lovely as well. We've got people from all around the world. Linda's in Australia. We often have people in America watching. It's a bit early. 10 o'clock in the morning is a bit early for America. So I tend to get the Australian demonstrators. We have European demonstrators. European people watching. It's lovely to be able to connect with people all over the world. On a sunny Friday morning. A Good Friday bank holiday. Can't wait till Sunday. I'm really looking forward to seeing my brother and my dad. My brother and his girlfriend, his wife now, are still really worried about the virus. So they're going to bring their own food, their own plates, their own cups. I said to them, I can do your own table as well if you want. But I think they might share a table with us. And then I'm going to cater for my dad. He's had his vaccine. He's not, and he never really was that worried, bless him. Old people, huh? Parents. It's like when parents are young, so these teenagers. How the tables turn. I'm like, Dad, you can't go out. Dad, you're not allowed to. No, Dad. Put your phone down, Dad. We're at the table. Right, so that's fussy cut out. Did I do a craft room tour? No, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss my craft room tour. If you offered to be my assistant, would I get a discount? Laura, do you know what? I might be open to offers. Lisa, you're the same with ink pads. Lots of lovely... I know, right? I know. I will. When I need them, I do, but there's so much else to spend my money on rather than ink pads that still work. Linda, I didn't do a craft room tour yet. I am waiting. I've been debating about a sofa. I want a sofa in my new craft room, but there's not room for it. So I have just this morning ordered a metre diameter beanbag, and then I've got some pictures to put on the wall this weekend, and then I will be doing a craft room tour. Probably next weekend. I am going to do it. I am 100% going to do it. I just want to make sure it's kind of ready to do, if that makes sense. So there's our stem. There's our blue flower top. There's our butterfly going to go on there. So we're going to start to assemble that card now. Heating time. Oh, Katie, well done. Let me know how you get on. And then all I'm doing is literally putting it together, sweetie. Honestly, no hurry. And I will pause because I need a little bit of a drink and we need to do the prize control. Rosie, I have not forgotten your prize. I just need to make my way out to you. You're no longer on my driving route. And I've got the light box as well to bring out to you as well. Oh, and don't forget, folks, my retired product sale is still going. I've got a Facebook group set up, selling loads of stamp sets at £8, embellishments and ribbon, and we've got dies and stuff like that. So there's everything, loads of products available still. Really good prices. I might have stuck that a little bit lower than I wanted to, but I'm good with that. You're gonna have to go. Definitely gonna get into this and watch the rest later. More than welcome, Laura. Lovely to see you. If you can't find the video, give me a shout. But I will, so I'll upload it to YouTube as well, and then it should be available for everybody to watch. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely weekend. You can't wait to see it. It's great. I know. I can't wait to show you all. Really excited. So, what have I got? Old Olive or Misty Moonlight. I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight for my sentiment. I'm going to do that now before I assemble. So, which do I want to use? I might go Thank You again. Decisions. Doesn't really feel like congratulations. You are I might just go You Are Lovely actually. Or I could, no, You Are Lovely. Let's go for that one. Happy Easter to you too, Laura. Enjoy the day. I've got a lovely Easter egg waiting downstairs for me. Obviously, because in the Easter bunny wasn't enough chocolate. That's going to go like that, just down there. Love the font on this one. It's really, really versatile. Oh yeah, do check out my on my online sale. I've got a big, big box full of it. It still needs to go. Need to make space, make room. So I'm going to stick down the leaves with multi-purpose liquid glue. They're going to go on flat. And then the flower head is going to go on dimensionals. Glue all over my fingers. Just got to decide where to put my pictures up now. That's the next thing that I need to do. I've got my certificates from my Stampin' Up. I've got my naval certificates. Yeah, reframe a few things, get them into kind of matching frames and get them up on the wall. Be lovely. Oh, bless you, 600. Did you get home okay, Linda? Did you, with all the floods that you've had out down there? That's just going to stick on there, like that. But lovely to see you, and enjoy your snooze, for sure. Thank you for popping on. All I'm going to do now is peel off this butterfly somehow. So now I didn't want them to. All those bits are coming off. Okay, so now I've peeled him off, and now I'll be able to get rid of those inner bits. And all they do is they stick onto my finger underneath. That's how I do it anyway. It's probably not the most efficient way. Just poke them through, and then when I peel my finger off, they stick to my finger. Make sure I've got them all off, and then stick him down about there. And then I'm going to grab my sponge again. I want the rougher one actually, because I can just get in there with the corners. And just neaten that up. I'm being really pedantic. You don't need to be this pedantic. If you don't want to be, but you can be if you want to be. Choice is yours when we're crafting. There we go. So there's our butterfly. Got home through the floods, but had a big detour home to Brisbane. Oh, Brisbane in lockdown. That's the first Australian lockdown I've heard of, actually. I was watching something. You know, on like online, you just watch videos, don't you? I mean, crazy. I just spend hours watching crazy stuff sometimes. Certainly when I'm working nights and it's really quiet at work. And I was watching them make candy, and he was saying that they don't have any kind of cases at all in that area. I can't remember when it was filmed, but I was like, oh, and they've been lucky. So then I've got some gilded gems. And you can just pop these on wherever you feel like. Oops, come on. Jill, how are you doing, my lovely? Are you keeping up with this? I would not be surprised if you're not. I am going fairly fast, only because we've got 4 projects to do today, so we're I'm testing you all a little bit, and then that's going to go straight onto the front of our card here. Let my Tombow glue just dry up a little bit. Left the lid off. A bit too long probably, there we go. Katie, how did your heat and stick powder work? Oh, you got a little bit lost, Jill. Well, no problem. Why don't you reset and then join us on the next project. This is probably the most in-depth card, because there's two elements of the Gilding Flakes on one card, and that's the most in-depth one that we've just done. So if you've done that one, you've done the hardest one, I would say. Thanks, Andriana. So that's card number 2. Got one in Rich Raspberry. Okay, that's better. And one in the Misty Moonlight. Your strip is maybe blackberry bliss, you did blue. That's okay. So you can either just grab a piece of blue DSP, or you can just have the strip of gold, or you can stamp your own strip of DSP, Jill. If you've got the flower stamp, you just make a flower stamp and then cut it to the size of the DSP. Yeah, Katie, I had heard a couple of people saying that. that their heat and stick powder they felt gone off because it wasn't working. I've not had any, touch wood, I've not had any problems with it. I say as long as you don't overheat it, it really does turn very quickly. Maybe have a bit of a practice. Maybe yours needs heating for longer. It could be so many variables, couldn't there? Yep, if you've got a blue flower, that's nice, Jill. I just think all you need to do now is make it a little strip of DSP to match. So just stamp all over a piece of white and then trim it down to size. Or if you've got some blue DSP somewhere. Oh, the butterfly, it's this adhesive sheets. Again, in the catalogue, Mary. All I did was take a little piece of white card, cut the card the right size for the butterfly. So just trimmed that one. And then trimmed 2 pieces of adhesive sheets and stuck it either side. And so this piece now, this is the card with the adhesive sheets on either side, but it's not sticky because we've got a backing on either side. So when you die cut this, you'll then end up with a double-sided sticky card butterfly. Does that make sense? Did you follow that? And then you can just peel off the backing on one side, stick it all into the Gilding Flakes, rub the Gilding Flakes off, peel off the other side, stick it down onto your sheet. Do they still sell powder? Yeah. Stampin' Up! This new, it's I say new, it's been around since January, the heat and stick powder. I think it's £5.50. Don't quote me on that though. Catalogue is somewhere. So, oh, that's my head. Right, let me grab my catalogue, Claire. And I'll tell you how much it is. Oh, look, I found the mini paper pumpkin boxes. Only problem with the new craft room, isn't it? It's like, where did I put that? Oh yeah, all good, thank you. Just bashed my head onto the camera. What green? That's old olive green, Jill. I'm really chuffed you've made it here today, to be honest. It's to try and remember what you did so that you can do it again next time. Right, heat and stick powder. Oh, where is it? I wonder. Yes, yeah, of course I can, Claire. When I pop an order in, I will add that on for you. 11. It's £5.50. Yeah. Used to adhere gilded leafing embellishment. Comes in the same size pot as the embossing powders. Oh, you're not used to keeping. No, I know, Jill. You're not used to crafting along live with this. That's you. Right, so I'm going to draw the prize patrol. So the lucky winner today will get the choice, because I know some of you might have had these already. Get the choice of these 3. If you've had all of these 3, you'll have to let me know. I do have something else, but it's only if you've had all of these 3. If not, you've got Approaching Perfection stamp set, or you could choose the Darling Donkey stamp set, or you can choose a pack of the ombre papers. Love those. All of your names are in my little glass jar. It's your mum's birthday card sorted. Lovely, Katie. And in your pack, you would have had a raffle tickets. I think it might be in with card number 3. But I have written the names on the back of all of these as well. Oh, it's Lynn. So Lynn, you'll have to let me know which one of those. I don't think she's watching today, and she's not crafting along because I totally forgot to take her pack down to her in time. Yes. I went a bit peaked on this week. But Lynn, one of those is yours if you'll watch on the replay. put those to one side for you. Congratulations. You've made a total mess. Bless you. They are a bit messy. Gilding Flakes are a little bit messy. Yeah, I won't lie. So, is everybody ready to move on to project number 3, which is going to be yeah, this is a nice easy one. I'm going to make this card. Again, I'm going to make mine in blue. You can make yours in whatever colour you wish. Okay, if I don't hear any objections soon, we'll run through what you've got in your pack. So you've got your basic white envelope. You've got your Whisper white, basic white card, thick. Basic white card, thin. You've got a gold foil mat, a white foil, white card mat. You've got a die cut, and you've got 3 gilded gems. Yeah, carry on. We'll keep going, Katie. So you're going to need to stamp and die cut another one of these flowers. I have already got this here, so I am going to use it, but I will wait a minute because I'm aware that you're using your markers, you're colouring in like we did before. Grab your stamp, colour in your stamp, and then stamp it down. This was just a test I did earlier. And then use this cute little stamp over the top. See that one? Use this cute little stamp over the top to stamp the detailed. Yes, Lily, not won a prize yet. It's nice. I don't think we've had many double winners. It's good. Ah, hello, Sue. Nice to see you. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. I'm saving my favourite till last, I think. Going to watch all again on catch up. Just had a phone call interruption. Ah, bless you, Linda. Do they not know you are busy? Bless you. Enjoy your Easter. Yeah, happy Easter to you too, Linda. Nice, really nice to see you. And enjoy the catch up if you get time to watch it. So I'm just popping that onto there with a little bit of tape. Okay, so that's my mini cut and emboss machine again. Just coming from the garden. Oh, bless you. Yeah, you'll have to have a catch up. I think my favourite were the first one and the last one, but they're all on a similar theme. And 5 ways with Gilding Flakes. Get inspiration, get those creative juices flowing, and get you using those Gilding Flakes. It can be one of those things, can't it? It can be like, oh, I love them, but I don't know what to do with them. I'm trying to think of the ideas for them. Or just so daunted by it because you really don't know what to do that you don't even buy them. So it's nice to show you some different tips and tricks and techniques. That's going to pop out of there. And I said I would slow down and stop, so I will. I will take just a breather, move things very slowly while you do stamping. I'm not very good at slowing down. I might stick that onto dimensionals and pop it onto my white. I say, well, I'll wait for you, but then you're going to have to do that bit later. Anyway, I like to make you work hard during these classes. I just can't believe how nice a week it's been. It really does feel like spring is upon us. A little bit greyer yesterday, wasn't it? But a bit chilly this morning. But so nice. I'm just trimming a bit more of this backing just to get the long strip that I need for the stem. And then I'm just going to use these bits here, I think. I don't know what Russ is doing out there. He's got a measuring tape. I can hear that. I think he might be up in the loft. I don't know what he's doing today. And then I'm just going to pop those, I'll pop that rather, onto the front of my panel. About there. And then I'll pop some gems on. So we're going to make a focal point before we do the background, which is a little bit unusual. Normally we do the background first. But I'm mixing it up. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong. What has happened, Katie? What has happened? Do you know, is it getting, yeah, it's getting colder, but it's sun shining. The sun is shining, Sue. Do you not think it feels spring-like? Maybe I'm just in a good mood. Maybe I just feel good, and that's why it feels like spring. Just holding that in place. Tombow onto gold foil just takes a little bit longer to dry. So I just normally hold that in place just for a little bit. Oh, it does. Katie, I'm intrigued to know what's gone wrong. That was the saying I used this morning when I told Lynn that I forgot to bring her pack down for her. It's all gone a bit peaked on. So I've got my Misty Moonlight ink pad. And I'm going to stamp randomly all over the back, and then we're going to use a piece of red tape around the side to create this gorgeous border. And it just looks so different to gold foil. Your markers did not work. Your stamping is awful and you've got powder all over the joint. Might have to remake this one later. You might have to do a Jill. You might have to stop, reset, and then join us again for the tag. Yeah, I love the crack, like the almost crackling effect that you get on the gilded leafing that you don't get with gold foil, you don't get with embossing powder. And it's where the leafing kind of joins up. It looks gorgeous. So we're going to try and make that one now. Just some tape, Jill, red tape, or tape runner if that's all you've got, or tear and tape, double-sided tape. That's what you need. Not sellotape. So I don't know. I haven't got any tear and tape to hand. Let me try this drawer. Show you. Just any kind of double-sided tape that you've got on hand. And if you don't have that, you can try running a tape runner down the side of it. Just something that you can stick some tape to. Or something that you can, it's like a double-sided tape that you can stick the gilded leafing onto. So I've got my stamp there, I just need a block to go with it. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight randomly all over. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's such a deep, dark, vibrant colour. But it's nowhere near as bullish. Is that a centimetre? It's about a centimetre. Genuinely, it doesn't matter, Jill. It really, really doesn't matter how wide it is. We're just getting an idea for how we can use the tape to stick down the gilded leafing. Ah, lovely, Anita. Yeah. Both the cats been in the back garden soaking up the sunshine. Good for them. I might need to purchase myself a garden lounger, I think. So I'm not worried about this top corner because that's actually going to be covered up by the tape. But I've kind of done the rest of it there. Yeah, Misty Moonlight, what a gorgeous colour. Hasn't, it's not as bullish as Night of Navy. It's just, that is so pretty. And then take out the tape and lay it down against that back edge. Oh, it's so hard to line up and I can't see anything. I'm going to have to do it off camera, I think. I have to be able to see it to line it up. What do you think? Oh, is he doing some screwing? I have no idea what he's doing in there. Oh. Right. I'll show you where I've got to. So all I've done is stuck the tape down. Okay, it's overhanging the edges, but that's okay. All I'm going to do is cut along the edges. Normally, if I was working with ribbon or something like that, I would fold over the edges. I don't need the tape on the back. Whereas when we work with tape, we often want the tape on the back, don't we? But this one we can just trim down. Okay, make sure that's nice and pressed down. Peel off the backing. You find some tape, Jill. And then that's going to go into our Gilding Flakes. I call this gilded leafing in the catalogue. There's so many names of stuff to remember. All I'm going to do is pop that down. I really get on with working with these in a tub. I'm really pleased I put them in a tub. So I just find it much easier. And then I can hold that there and gently work off, and you'll get such a neat line where it's only going to stick to tape. These big flakes off and back into the pot, and then you can just dust off all the small bits. Not yet. Bless you. I should maybe have been a bit more specific in the instructions. Always have all of your adhesives. That's for my classes. Dimensions, glue dots, tape, red tape, tape runner, wet glue. Get it all out. Okay, and then buff that up as much or as little as you want to. Just keep working it. Go in with your smaller one if you want to. Again, you'll get that real, I'll show you on the camera, you'll get that crackly look. Just make sure you're using one that doesn't have any ink on it. Otherwise you'll end up with ink all over your project. So you've got that real crackly look on the edge there, like antique-y. Love it, absolutely love it. And you could put that in patterns all across, you could do it in stripes, you know, you could do a border all the way round. Oops. Excuse me. Pardon me. So that once we've done that one, it's going to go straight onto our card base. I'm just going to spin that round because I've got ever such a slight overlap there. Use my bone folder. Gorgeous, isn't it, Anita? Yeah, you get a real crisp line when you do it with the tape. That's going to go on with some multi-purpose glue. Again, I've left it so we've got a nice big white border. If you wanted to, you could put some gold foil behind there if you felt like it. I just like the simplicity that you get with the nice big border sometimes. Not often I do it. Normally I have a smaller border. Ah, yes, Jill, well pointed out. You do have to be careful not to get the bits on the ink pad. It's probably something I could have told you beforehand. And on your stamps too. It's a little bit easier to get off the stamps, but it's still quite difficult. So yeah, be careful not to get it onto your ink pads. It is a little bit of a nightmare trying to get it back off again. You just end up with gold foil. I mean, I've got embossing powder all over my ink pads. It's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal. Then that's going to go a panel. Again, flat. You can raise it with dimensions if you wanted to, entirely your choice, but I think the flower being on dimensions is enough. Maybe that should have been my 5th tip, Jill. Maybe we didn't need to do the tag after all. I could have just said to people, and don't get it on your ink pads. That's going to stick on there as straight as I can get it. I don't know what sentiment to use. I'm running out of ideas. I might put I'm thinking of you. Because that kind of comes across as sympathy, doesn't it? I'm thinking of you, but it doesn't have to. It can just be I'm thinking of you. I'm terrible. Like can find social contact like a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So those of you that know me will probably know that sometimes I just don't reply to messages. Sometimes I do and I'm really good, and then other times I'm just like, I can't deal with that right now. But it doesn't mean I don't think about people. Like I've got friends that I don't contact for quite some time, but it doesn't mean I don't think of them. Every now and again I send them a nice card, and we have a bit of a catch up, and then I don't speak to them for another few months. That's life, isn't it? So these kind of cards can be quite useful just to say, hey, just because I've not been in touch doesn't mean I'm not thinking about you. So I'm going to use my long strip of dimensionals here. It's going to go straight onto the back there. And it's roughly the same width as the gold foil. So you want to try and line that up with the edges of the gold foil there, and equal distance top and bottom. And that's your card. Exactly, Katie. 100%. 100%. Yeah. I used the seashells card to make my friend a card like that recently. I said the best seashells you put away nice and safely, and you keep them for special, and you don't look at them. Just because you don't look at them every day doesn't mean that they're not there. And there's our 2 cards. I'd love to know which one you prefer. Thank you, Anita. I loved these when I made them, and I'm loving these when I made them today. That's the Rich Raspberry. And that's the Misty Moonlight. And you could certainly add twine. You could go the whole hog and add loads more stuff to these, but you don't need to. Nice and simple, nice and effective, nice and neat. This was the pens again, Jill. So I stamped it with the pens. You could use inks, but it's just easier to get with that big flower stamp with this one. I don't know if you've got this set or not, I can't remember what you've bought. It's just much easier to colour in, so you just colour in each flower separately. Like that. And then you can go in and do the bits of greenery, which you can't do with the ink pad easily at all. Okay, so that's why I've used the pens, that one. Difficult to choose, Mary. Yeah, I like them both. I think that one's winning just today. So that was card number 3. I will give you all a minute just to catch up before we go on to our tag. There's really not much to our tag, but it's an interesting technique, should we say. So let me put all the cards. That's all of our cards done. So we've got the set of, it's nice to see them together actually, isn't it? We've got the set of purples, and then we've got the set of blues. I also think for the right pens, the Stampin' Right pens, Joe, you get that more of a bit of a watercoloured look, and it's easier then to go over with that little stamp there. But be careful, I'm going to drop it on my cards if I'm not careful. I really don't want to do that. Yeah, a little set of those, Tracy, would look nice, wouldn't they? That'd be a nice little gift. Oh, thank you, Anita. I'm hoping I'm just showing everybody some kind of new techniques they haven't seen before. The next one we've got up is our tag. This went wrong when I made it, but actually I like the wrongness. So the idea was to have quite good coverage on the back here of the Gilding Flakes. I don't really have a great coverage, but actually I quite like that. Let me bring it up closer, see what you can see. Come on, camera, you can do it. Can you see I've got some white gaps? I don't know if you can see with the sunlight actually. So it's not like a really 100% coverage. Over here as well we've got some gaps. And then coming up to the top it kind of fades out away to white. I've done that with the heat and stick powder. Oh, you'll have to get some Stampin' Right markers. Oh yes, they're nice to work with, I must admit. Lots of different techniques. Oh, Marion, you're very welcome. I'm so pleased you like them. Thank you. Inspirational. That's what it's all about. It's giving you some ideas to play with. So for this next card, or tag rather, all you've got is you should have a tag, a piece of ribbon, and you should have one of these. I'm going to have to cut myself one of those. So I'll do that now while we wait. Just a second, everybody to kind of reset. Get your bits out and then we'll get going. Beautiful to have a tag that matches, isn't it? When you're giving your little gift, a little handmade card and gift, you can wrap the present up and then you can put in a matching tag. Or you could use it as a bookmark, give it away as a bookmark. Entirely up to you. Yep, just because it's got a little bit of dimension, you could stick them on flat if you wanted to, make a really pretty bookmark. I might do that actually. I might use one of these. So, yeah, it looks fab, doesn't it? I was really pleased with it actually when my mistake turned into a happy accident, as we say. So again, we need our heat and stick powder. Okay. We need our Gilding Flakes on hand, ready to go. We've got our embossing gun. We need our Versamark. Let's put our project to one side. Have a little bit of a tidy up, Heather. And that's the piece that we're going to work with. Okay, so the other two pieces can be put to one side. I'm going to take the lid off the Gilding Flakes, just to get ready. All I'm going to do is take the tag, smush it into the ink, okay, and rub it into the ink pad. Just dragging it along. Okay, again, I do want to fade out to nothing at the top. To be honest, it did that on its own. I thought I'd got really good coverage last time, and I hadn't. And each one is going to be different. You're not going to know what you've got, I don't think. You're just going to have to go for it and see what happens. It's like trial and error. So then I'm going to pop that into the heat and stick powder and coat the whole thing. And actually that's covered much better than before, so I've got a lot more on there. So if you wanted to, you could rub some off. If you had it all over and you were like, actually I don't want it all over, I want that kind of mottled effect at the top, then you can just rub a little bit off. Also gives you somewhere to hold while you emboss it. Oh, love this part, I know. It seems easy to just use the scissors thing. The adhesive sheets, you mean, Jill? Is that what you mean? You could use the adhesive sheets for everything. Yeah, you could. But you don't get the same effect. So again, with the heat and stick powder, if you can hear me, just let it turn. Okay, you don't want it, that's it, it's turned already. You don't want to overheat it. So hard to see, but and then pop that into the Gilding Flakes. Oh, the machine! Oh, I love the cut and emboss machine. It's brilliant. I love the mini one. I don't often get the big one out anymore, actually. That mini one is great. Cuts nearly all of my dies. I do use the big one for the embossing folders and that, but... So again, you've got it all over your tag there now, so what you need to do is just use your sponge. And it doesn't matter if it hasn't stuck all over. That's what I'm getting at with this, okay? So I've got a big gap down here on the corner. That's okay. You're going to use that to your advantage. If it's still sticky, you know, if the heat and stick powder has stuck but you've just got rid of the Gilding Flakes off there, put some more Gilding Flakes back on and stick it down. But if it hasn't stuck, don't worry. I was to begin with. I was like, oh, I didn't get the nice neat coverage that I was going for. Actually, I really like this not neat effect. And it's either where we haven't melted the heat and stick powder properly, it's either where we didn't have heat and stick powder on there, or it's where the Versamark hasn't gone onto the tag right at the beginning. So anywhere in that process. I love that. So pretty. And that's it. That is technique number 4. No, 5. Can I do that heat emboss if you haven't got a heat gun? Oh, not really, Jill. No, you could try a hairdryer, but I'm not going to say it's going to work. They're normally too blowy and not hot enough. I have used an iron. I'm not recommending it for stuff like this before. Just kind of holding it over the iron, it gives off quite a lot of heat, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's health and safety. That's a bit of a disaster waiting to happen. But if you chose to, it would be entirely up to you. Let's say. Realistically, you want a heat gun. Such a nice addition to your stash, honestly. You can't. This isn't the Stampin' Up one. I've had this one for a long time now. I won't replace it until I need to. Stampin' Up one, I think you get 2 heat settings, which is really good. But yeah, a heat tool is a great addition to your stash. Then all you're going to do is pop a little bit of twine of the ribbon through. Oh gosh, Jill, don't go getting loose with a paint stripper. I can just imagine. But yeah, they could work. There's lots of things that can work. I mean, I've heard of people doing it over a toaster as well with the heat that gives off. Certainly because this didn't seem to need a lot of heat to melt. You're just trying to melt the powder, so a hairdryer might work. I don't know. And then I'm just trimming those ends into a little V. Oh, I need a bit of flour, don't I? So we haven't done that. So let's do that. Pop that to one side. We need one more flour. Again, I'm going to use the markers. You've got one. You have one. Just got it ready. It is safe somewhere. In that ever safe place, Jill. I thought you would have had a heat. I'm sure you would have had a heat tool. Yeah, you need to dig it out and have a go. Again, Jill, you could use glue. If you wanted just to make a tag and you just think I can't bother to get my heat gun, grab your finger, daub some glue all the way over. You'll get a slightly different effect. You won't get this kind of crystallized effect that you get with the heat emboss and the heat and stick powder, but it will get you some ink or some sticky stuff on the background that you can use for your gilding flakes then. All is not lost if you can't be bothered to get it or find it. You don't know where it is. Yeah, heat is lethal. Like, even with the heat tool, oh, the amount of times I've nearly burnt my fingers. You have to be really careful, they get really hot. And then just pop some green on, make sure you cover all that stemmed area. Stamp that down. Katie, are you making the tag? Have you managed to reset and tidy up enough to finish with us? This little one again, I'm going to go straight in with the Misty Moonlight ink pad because the marker gives us a lighter effect, and so this one is just going to add that dark overlay onto there. Yes, exactly. Yep. We just bought wooden clothes pegs just for the line. Actually, I'm fed up of buying plastic ones. A, they're bad for the environment, and B, they just degrade in the sunlight, whereas my nan had the same wooden pegs for years and years, so I've bought 100 wooden pegs and that should be us, and if they don't laugh I shall be upset. The plastic ones just degrade over the course of the summer and then disintegrate come the winter. It blew off more than it stuck. That is, you really do need the low power, high heat, certainly for the heat and stick powder. Try maybe holding it further away, or even underneath. That won't blow the powder away, Katie. Can you try that? So you've got your powder up on the top, heat from underneath, and then it will just heat it, but it won't blow anything away. That might work for you. It's like when I've been working with embossing powder, I end up with it all over the shop. Right, so that's that one. Just going to pop that through. The mini machine. See how I'm using my fingers to crank the handle? It can be a bit difficult just to turn it, especially when it's sliding on the grid paper. I love the machine because it does give a really clean cut, but it can be a bit hard to push through. I haven't cut this all that straight, but never mind. I'm going to roll with it. I might use my snips just to trim it up and make it look a bit more even. So I haven't got a big border of white. You can tell I'm quite used to doing this. This is what I do if I die cut wonky and I don't want to remake it. Just trim it so that it's got an even border all the way around. It just looks a bit like it was supposed to be like that. That's going to go on top there. And so you won't notice because by the time you've got it all together. And then we're going to pop on a sentiment onto this one. I am going to stick that up, I think, onto dimensionals. I think. I'm not sure yet. Let me stamp this greeting. And then I'll go from there. Oh, you need a cuppa now, bless you. Be lunchtime for me, I think. Tidy up first and then at lunchtime. Might watch a bit of TV and then go to bed, I think. I'm going to go best wishes again. Because I think I will give these away as bookmarks. Or I could make a little thank you tag, couldn't I? That would be quite nice, actually. And then I've got to figure out what I'm going to get someone. And then that's going to go on there. Because it's more of a tag now, I am going to go dimensionals. If it was more of a bookmark, you could go flat. More of a tag, you can lift it up. But really, you can do whatever you feel like. So where's my dimensionals gone? Under there. Well, I'm glad I noticed before. It was literally, the packs were all ready to go as well, and I just thought, oh, I'll just count, make sure I've got 5 techniques. I'm glad I noticed, otherwise I would have shortchanged you all. And we would only have had a 4 technique class in a 5 ways with Gilding Flakes. That would have been a bit of a disaster. You'd all been asking for your money back. Right, so that one's that. Stick that on. Oh, I know, I love bookmarks, Anita. Do you know what? Do you know what's really interesting is I make tags that I think would be great bookmarks, and I'm fine. I'm no problem at all making those. When I sit down to make a bookmark, I'm like lost. I'm like, I just don't know what would you put on it. It doesn't make any sense to me when I sit down to make a bookmark. The process doesn't seem to gel. I can't seem to do it, but I quite happily make these and think, oh, that would make a nice bookmark. The brain, huh? They say it's amazing. I think it's amazingly rubbish sometimes. No, the brain isn't. The brain is amazing, but it also amazes me how poor it is. Like, I was chatting to my dad. I'm just going to make sure I'm not sticking that. I might just put one on the other side. And, you know, like how we still in courts rely on the human brain when it's so fallible. Is it fallible or infallible? I mean, we make so many mistakes as humans in what we saw or what we think we saw. And yet we still rely on the human brain to swear an oath of allegiance that we're telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But it's only what we know that. It's just what our eyes saw, or what our eyes told our brain. Anyway, that's enough. It's a bit deep, isn't it, for a good Friday? Right, I think that's all the backing off. Come on. Before my camera dies, I'm just going to again pop a little bit of glue just on the stem there, and that's just going to go in the gap where I haven't stuck any dimensionals, and that's just going to go on there like that. Just clear all that out of the way. I love the fact that you just push it to the side and it's gone. Look, nice and clean. You can't see what the carnage beholds. We've got 2 tags. to go with the rest of our cards. You made one ages ago, heat and bottom and glossy card. Oh, nice. You do make some beautiful things, Anita. Right, that's our projects. And we didn't make all those today, obviously that would have been a little bit too much. That would have been Emma Goddo class. But no, we made 4. I think you've done it amazingly well. Oh, I don't think I have ended. I think I'm still here. But bye, Mary. if you're going. If I have ended by mistake, then it was lovely to see you all. Somebody tell me that I'm still here. Ah, thank you, Anne Marie. Lovely to see you virtually this morning. Any questions? Any problems? Any hiccups? Apart from Katie's powder everywhere, which, sorry Katie, I can't really help you with. Please get in touch. I'd love to help. That's what I'm here for. You're still here. Good. Don't know what's happened to Mary then. Mary's been booted out of Facebook by the looks of it. So yeah, honestly, any kind of snags, got any problems? Oh, you're more than welcome, Jill. Lovely to interact with you this morning. Let's try and make that a regular occurrence, hey? Try and remember what you did to get to us and replicate that next time. I will be back next Friday with Facebook Live. I don't know what we're doing yet, but the next class is the 7th of May, Snails, £15. Booking closes on the 11th. So if you would like to join us, please get in touch. Don't miss out. I'll keep advertising it as well so that you're aware. Your art gallery sets have finally got some use. Oh, 100%, Katie. Please, I'm really pleased about that. That's what it's about. Get those things out. Marion, if you're still there, I'd love to hear how you got on. I don't think anybody else was crafting along. You're more than welcome, Anita. I hope you enjoy it when you do it. Yep, the video I'll upload to YouTube, so that should still be there for you all. Lovely morning. Oh, bless you. You're going to have to go and lie down. Have a spot of lunch, glass of wine, and a little afternoon nap. I don't blame you at all. Any problems, any questions, you know where I am. I say I'll be back next Friday. Next class is the 7th of May. And in the meantime, have a wonderful Easter, whatever you're doing. Look after yourselves and stay safe, please. But enjoy a little bit of sunshine maybe and a catch up with friends and family. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.